Well, welcome back, grappling fans, jiu-jitsu fans, PGF fans, fans of Colorado submission grappling. I'm, of course, Egghead, your host, and with me, my co-host. So we can do it. Oh, look, I got it right the first time. Donald.
Hey, everybody.
Which, by the way, congratulations, sir. Masters 2 purple belt champion at Worlds, yes?
American Nationals.
Okay, American Nationals, pardon me. It's like Baskin Robbins, man. There's like 31, 32 flavors. I forget. There's a whole lot of this thing. The main point is, you went, you saw, you conquered. Let's go.
Hey, dude, it's just a bunch of 35 to 40-year-old men doing the same thing as me. We all got jobs. We got out there and squabbled up, and I wound up on top. It was fun.
Hey, there you go. Regardless, representing Colorado well. Very excited today. So
Wolverines in the Masters division. Let's go.
Woo! I mean, according to young Matthias, I mean, if I ever do anything like that, I have to be like Masters 5 or 7 or something like that. I mean,
I think you're only like Masters 4, right? How old are you, Meg?
I'm 47.
47? You're like Masters 4. Yeah, Masters 4. There you go.
I don't know. I mean, just really the point was that like Matthias thought I was like Methuselah over here, and was greatly appreciated with the young guys start telling you how old you are. Thank you, Matthias. At least you cut up good steaks. All right, so enough of that. We'll talk more about the PGF qualifier as after our discussion. That's been pretty amazing. We got 52 people out of 80 already. It's I'm really pumped about it, so I'm excited to talk about it a little bit. But that's not why we're here. We are here for Matt Sierra out of New Era Jiu-Jitsu.
Woo!
Yay! There we go, CJ. You got a soundboard for a reason.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely welcome aboard, and we'll get we'll get through the whole intro and everything like that. But it was just kind of really crazy. Obviously you're very well known in Colorado. I've told everyone else before. I've been Colorado resident since I've married into the state in 2004, but I've been stationed away for 20 years. So, and pardon me, sometimes I mumble, but I just saw this youth submission grappling thing going on. I'm like, man, that is really, really cool, and I want to talk about it more. But Wolverine started talking to you about that, and like, oh man, I'm such a dummy because you messaged us, and well, here's another dirty secret. The Colorado Wolverines Instagram is run by a triumvirate, if you will, of CJ, me, and Donald. And so a lot of times I'm told to stay off because I'm the old man and I don't know algorithms, and I'm supposed to stay away from the new cool guy stuff like these guys handle. But I was bummed because like we just missed the sponsorship deadline. I'm like, okay, we'll figure something out. And well, again, here that's perhaps an amuse-bouche or a teaser, if you will, of that topic that we're going to get to. Oh, well, there we go. Already getting some love out there. Good stuff.
Yeah,
so I guess
it was really cool to hear from you guys. Despite the deadline and everything like that, I think what you guys are doing is the future of jiu-jitsu in regards to the adult system. I love the idea of having the teams per state. I think Colorado's a big sports state already when you talk about the teams we have here, and then you start grouping things in. And I think the jiu-jitsu community here is pretty big, and if we could just figure out a way to gather around a singular team and kind of cheer for the Colorado guys, then I mean it's kind of a win-win for everybody if you think about it. And then the next up, youth submission grappling, hopefully these are the kids of your future, and hopefully these are the kids that are getting a call from Donald later on in a few years asking them if they want on the big show with you guys.
Yeah, definitely love it. I think I sent in our messages. Actually, I'm back out here again 10 years later. But when CJ was in 6th and 7th grade, we were out here. No, 7th and 8th grade, we were out here in California near Oceanside, and their Pop Warner team, the high school team kind of treats the Pop Warner team like their field team or their farm ball teams, like an MLB. So it was really, really cool. They gave us lots of support, and we wore. So a lot of people ask me if I coach football at the Oceanside High School. I'm like, no, this is from when I coached my son at Pop Warner. So again, I think that could be a really great opportunity to just kind of funnel up, through the ages. Give the kids an idea of what could be possible, and give them some people to look up to, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think those bleacher years for our kids, they go by pretty fast. You start talking about like some of the more traditional things like soccer or baseball or football or any of those mainstream sports, and the people who support those things. I mean, they pour so much into it. They pour so much into their children, and I think if we could get that same type of effort and love from parents and support systems into the jiu-jitsu community, then it can change a bunch of different things. And you start looking at some of the tournaments now that are out there for these kids or even for adults, and they all have something unique. Naga has like swords and mini belts, and Grappling Industries has round robin formats. So you have like the best matches there, things like that. So, the kids kind of, they bounce around from rule set to rule set, looking for these different like benefits and like cool marks of a good show, things like that. So when they see you guys and they see like the officialness of the merch, and they see the couches and they see all the work you guys are pouring into it, maybe not like the 10 and under group, at least the majority of them, but for sure, you got a lot of like our teenagers, our 14, our 15-year-olds, the JJs, the AJs, like all these up and coming kids are really excited about the potential of being able to compete for the Colorado Wolverines. And it's not like I wouldn't necessarily call it a carrot to dangle, because if you say to dangle a carrot, it feels like that's something that's just put in front of you. It's unattainable, but it's just put in front of you to motivate you. And, there's something about the Colorado Wolverines that feels like anybody can be a part of it as long as you just put your heart into your effort and your training.
No, definitely love that. And we've already seen the PGF so much success. I think for 2024, because ADCC has like their adult, version or divisions, but they also have their youth. And it was wild that we had the number one, 17 and under, winner in one weight class. The next weight class down, and the next weight class down, we had the runner up. We're all on season 8 of the PGF.
That is really cool.
So that
Bless you.
The time from when they're 15 and 16 until when they could be on the PGF, man, it's only a matter of years if they're getting that hard training, that hard competition, and training at altitude like you do at all Colorado. It's only going to help. But we've already, we kind of buried the lead a little bit here. We need to learn a little bit more about you. So Donald, obviously, you know Matt. You met him a long time ago. Can you give us a little bit? Yeah, roll back.
Wrangle it in, guys.
I get a little excited.
Wrangle it in. We're gonna be all right.
Well, let's just introduce everybody to the guests. So this is Matt Serra. He's the owner of New Era Jiu-Jitsu. It's a Tom DeBlas affiliate. Definitely a staple in the community. I met Matt right about the time I moved here almost 3 years ago. Great guy, excellent gym owner. Has a bunch of dogs that train under him, notably D'Anthony Muniz. Correct? Did I say that right? Muniz.
Yeah, Muniz.
Colorado's most famously infamous black belt. Go ahead and give it up for Matt Serra with New Era Jiu-Jitsu, everybody.
Nobody knows me. Nobody knows me. All your little things you got, the kickers you got running at the bottom, it's all misleading to people.
Matt, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Taking the time. And yeah, Donald, I mean, I remember you guys. I've been there's a few different funny little tidbit stories here, if you guys don't mind, real quick. I know we're trying to get away from the topic of the youth submission grappling, but it was actually Donald who motivated me to make that final push. He actually reached out to me for the princess bracket. Do you remember that, Donald? You reached out to me?
Yeah.
And I have an amazingly talented set of kids over here, and I had a girl, Maya, in mind, and she's amazing. I mean, she is an absolute dog. And one of the things that was a big hang up for me is that she never saw a lot of shows like that. And it was my fear that she was so young and so small that if she went out and she had a bad tournament experience out there, that it would ruin jiu-jitsu for her. So despite the opportunity, I felt it was best just to kind of like hold her back. And I was like, well, how do I get these kids this type of pro show experience? So when these opportunities arise again, it's an easy answer for, yeah, let's go for it. And, let's just try our own thing, and let's see if we could put on a show that showcases a lot of these youth talents. So that's a funny, I'm sure you don't know that, Donald, but
I did not know that. That's really, cool,
do
though,
appreciate you, because
Yeah.
I've been trying to talk to some of the other promoters for years to get just a kids only division or a kids only show going, and nobody wanted to pick it up. And it was just, I care about kids jiu-jitsu a lot. And, I felt like if it was going to be anybody who wanted to do it and like do it right, it felt like it could be me for sure. So
Nice, man.
And then Donald's team, the Subhounds, I hated those guys. I hated them in the best way possible, because I had a student that would always match up against Jimmy, and Jimmy would starch my student every single time. And I would get so mad. I'd be so frustrated. And then, over time, my student just started getting better and better. And I don't think that could have happened without the Subhounds. And then, just talking to you guys over the years and, growing a friendship through that tournament bracket, the Subhounds has quickly become one of my favorite teams to work with. I brought Ferg in I had a pro show in May, and I brought Ferg in for a private so he could help me out with my legs. And we brought you guys out like in April, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe. And we ran like a 4-week leg lock course with the Subhounds. I'm a true believer. So the full circle here with Donald it's pretty cool to be here right now.
Oh, dude, and we have nothing but love for you as well, Matt. We always talk really highly about you. D'Anthony's been coming into the noon classes to get in extra work with us.
Yeah.
It's nothing but love your way too.
I appreciate
100%,
you.
man. Never have nothing but good things to say about you.
I appreciate you. Likewise.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, the PGF Princess thing, it's coming back. There's no question. That was like the cutest thing. Okay, there we go. Because I'm telling you, that like Zoe was over the moon, and I think almost all of us were, about that being the cutest thing ever. And I'm sorry your gal didn't get a chance, but Violent. Good night.
Yeah.
Oh, the name, you couldn't ask for a better name, and winning for us was just a real big highlight. And don't worry, we'll help you motivate the kids, because I've already talked to her parents, and as soon as we get our venues set up for our bigger tournaments where we'll have kids divisions,
Yeah,
you will be seeing her photo on. You'll be seeing her photo on posters with her little pink belt.
Colorado's got some amazing kids, and they're very talented. I see it almost every other weekend, and there's no lack of young talent in this state for sure.
Well, keep a lookout too, Matt. We're going to have, I think our next venture, and again, I don't want to say too much, Egghead, but I guess we're going to do a tournament. I don't think that's a secret, right? We've been talking about that, Egghead.
No, I just said as much.
So we want to do like a reel where we're focused on the kids as well. Like day one, just kids, like get them in there, let them feel really, really showcased, and like so that the gym owners and the parents and everybody else can feel like we're really giving the parents the kids a real spotlight with the Colorado Wolverines.
Yeah, I think, and earlier before the show, you were kind of talking to me about soapboxes, and I was thinking, I was like, what the heck do I have to say that's important to anybody outside of myself? But I think one of the biggest dilemmas within kids jiu-jitsu, not just Colorado, but like worldwide, is sandbagging. And, it's not necessarily the kids' fault because they listen to their coaches, and it's not necessarily the coach's fault depending on what their bout system is like. The Gracies have their own bout ranking system and their own days, and Easton has theirs, and we have ours. And, you got people who have like just random bouts in there, that are just kind of like out of the system altogether, but it makes sense for them within their program. And it's just too subjective. It's just too subjective. I opened up my gym over 5 years ago, and I have kids who are competing for me at yellow belt, who we still see kids who are competing at gray black belt when I opened up my gym. And I personally don't understand how you can sandbag a child that long. Maybe the parents didn't want to test. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. But when it comes to youth jiu-jitsu, I think that a lot you'll get a lot more better matches. And this is what we're trying to do too, based off years of experience instead of just that belt color. You know, and some, I mean, I know a school who goes gray, black, gray, and we go gray, white, gray, gray, black. So there's like all these like, and that's like years of experience difference there between those two bout systems there. So until we can find like a unified bout system, or until you get parents and coaches who want to see their kids go against the toughest kids, not just want their kids to pad their record with wins. I mean, I would not feel good if my kid was training for 8 years and beating up a kid who's been training for 2 years. I just wouldn't feel good about it. My daughter is the highest ranking student in my gym. She's an orange white belt, and she didn't even get the competition bug until her yellow belt. And in yellow belt, you're facing kids who have been competing since white belt, and she was recreational. And if I did what some other schools did, I could have busted her down to a lower belt so she found success. But that's not what it's about. She's a yellow belt. She needs to go face yellow belts. If her training needs to change, then it needs to change. But I don't believe that sandbagging your child so they can have a good experience is a good reason. I don't think that's a good reason at all, because what about the kid on the other side? Your kid's a 6-year gray belt, and you got a 9-month gray belt across from them. How is that fair? Like, where's even the merit in that? Where's your like happiness about that win? That's not a good win. That kid's been training 6 years. That kid's been training 2 months, whatever. That's just not a good matchup. I wouldn't be happy about that. I think coaches find more like pride in good matchups and taking those tougher matchups.
Sure.
Well, here's the other side of that. Is you just had a whole bunch of different, like, you know, Roy G. Biv belt colors, and it completely went over the hat. I'm like, I got no idea.
So the basic IBJJF system is...
I got you, but here's the point from a parent's perspective, because you got to sell meat.
Yeah.
Right. You know, just like you got to think about, like, if you want me to put my money on my kids and to invest in them doing these tournaments, I think it's to your point. I need it to be easy, you know, Donald, I was going to say, I think we need to talk to not easy as like the matches, easy to understand. Like that's why the PGF is the PGF the way we do it. Like, I don't know what an advantage is. I don't know what the hell that is, but I know what a break is. I know what a kill is. And I know, okay, this is this bracket is for 9-year-olds that have been training for 2 years plus or less than 2 years. Okay, got it. That makes sense. I know that my kid should go there. They're gonna get a fair shake, you know. Not like my kid goes out to this thing and I'm seeing this, you know, the omnicolor belt thing going on the other side. I'm like, what's all that? You know, so like, again, making it approachable for parents and also helping them and coaches all know the people are in the right place. I think that's a nice side effect of that. And Donald, I think we should talk to CJ and we should adopt that for sure.
I think is that what you're saying too, Matt? Is to do it by years of training instead
of
exactly.
Am
I understanding correctly?
When I sent out my application for the pro show for next up, I have 0 to 6 months, 6 months to a year, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, 4 to 6, and then 7 plus. So you have to be in one of those brackets. So you might come to a show and see like this gray black belt going against orange belt. Well, it's probably because the gray black belt has just as many years of experience as the orange belt, but nobody's over here to promote for whatever reason. So I think
Sure.
Matchmaking off of years of experiences makes way more sense than subjective belts.
I like that.
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think not only is it better for competition, but it's, you know, because we want mom, dad, grandma, uncles, aunts, you know, when my, you know, we're moving back to Colorado. So when my daughter goes, you know, and has a big club volleyball meet, we're going to have the whole clan there. I mean, you know, the whole extended family is all going to be there. And the easier it is for us all to understand things, the more it's going to be more fun for us to support, et cetera. And the same thing, I imagine. And that's what we want out of jiu-jitsu. It's like, hey, I want your grandparents there. I want your, you know, uncles, aunts, cousins, you know, and if it's easy for them to understand, the better.
Sometimes you just set your kids up for failure and for heartbreak, and you just don't know it. Like, yeah, you know, we're giving them this instant gratification because we're sandbagging them. They're beating kids they should be beating. They're getting a high off of that. They're getting all these medals. But eventually they're going to face a kid who is their skill level, and it's going to be night and day compared to who they were going with. And now they're losing all the time, and now their confidence is down, and now they want to quit because it's just not the same. It should have never been that easy to begin with. I mean, jiu-jitsu by design is a very difficult art to master and get into and stay into long term. And I think looking for results, looking for team placement, looking for medals, it's just providing the wrong type of feeling at the wrong type of time. Like, I think people should grind. They should have to go into it and understand that if I want to get better, I got to go expose where I'm not good at. And when you got all these schools and these people sandbagging, you're just never giving yourself a chance to see where you suck at because you're afraid for somebody to see that you lost, or you're afraid to see that your team's not ranked in the top 10 for whatever the reason is. But I think it's probably one of the biggest epidemics in competition right now is sandbagging.
I think that's a great attitude. And again, I come from the aperture of researching people for the PGF. And I'll say Jet's parents, the Thompsons, I think and his coach, Watkins Wrecking Crew did a great job of, obviously he was smoking his fellow youth athletes. And so they early on got him involved in, okay, you can go to youth, but you're also going to do adult division. And so when he came time to just flip over straight to adult, he wasn't all of a sudden just facing like people as good as him. No, he'd been facing them for years. Yeah. And so he kept going.
It's such a big difference maker. I got a couple teams who are really good, and I can keep them in the kids program and let them run over everybody in the kids program. But where are they going to grow from there? So now they take the kids and the adults class, and they sharpen their teeth against the kids, and they get beat up by the adults, and it's just like this just perfect storm of learning for the kids who are really into it.
100%.
And these kids are smoking. It's like the opposite now in some ways. Like Jet, some of these other kids, their coaches are finding harder matches. They're not like seeing this kid just run through the divisions and be like, oh man, we're so great, let's just keep doing this. They're like, this is just a little bit too easy. Let's go search out the harder match. Let's go search out the harder tournaments, and let's really see what we're about. And, I think anybody or any team who competes with that type of mind frame is my kind of people for sure.
Well, I mean, and the problem is too, is like, this is great. I love this chat. I think that's awesome. I think we definitely should look into instituting that as well, Egghead, when we do the kids tournament too. But, I mean, let's be real too, man. It's the parents and the coaches that are problems as well. Not to throw too much shade, but it's like I've reffed a lot. I've done a lot of refereeing, for local tournaments, and I've reffed kids and stuff. And the people who give me the worst problems are the parents and the coaches of the kids. It's like, dude, we're at a local Naga, like, and you're putting this kid against like what you're talking about too is I've seen these like insanely one-sided matches. And it's like, and you're arguing with me the whole time. And it's like, dude, how is this kid getting anything out of this?
Yeah, what has been – they're getting a medal, and then their team are getting first points. And the whole competition scene, though, is kind of the same, though, guys, because if you look at ADCC and in particular the kids, you'll see a lot of kids registering for divisions that aren't theirs. What they're doing is they're searching out divisions that have like one or two kids. So that way, even if they don't win, they still get points. And enough points at the end of the season gets them the invite to Worlds. To the big one. So you can go literally lose every single tournament as long as you're playing the game and earning your points, you're going to get invited, which sucks because there's kids out there who are in their true division with monsters and killers. They're not getting the invite and they're still not playing the game there. So, it's just kind of until parents and coaches and promotions can kind of all come to some sort of an agreement about what's what, it's just always going to be a problem, I think. I think it's just, at least in a big format where you got like, over 200, 300 competitors. If it's like a little small home gym, or you guys do a pro show, or CJJC does a pro show, or Seth comes back and does a pro show, it's easier to be managed on those smaller levels. But bigger tournaments, I mean, what is a promoter supposed to do? Go through all 500 registrations, look at all the records of the prior competitors, and it's not feasible. I think it's Naga. Naga has something in their rules that says if you win your division, the next time they're in town, you need to register for the division above you. But who does that? Who does that?
Yeah.
Nobody does it. I'm telling you, I've seen kids in the same belt for 5 years. How is that possible? I don't understand it. I just don't understand how it's feasible. How is that helping the kid? They're getting wins, they're racking up, but you're telling me this kid's going to be a gray belt till he's 15? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Donald,
that's great. No, I thought that was great. I mean, that's what we wanted to see anyway. I love it when somebody will talk about something they're passionate about on here.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the year, the time instead of the belt rank is going to be, and we should watch what you do closely with this next up and see how all that pans out, and definitely get with you again and chat about it to see.
I myself am just messing around to see if this is even something that's feasible. But I know that I've been handling adult pro shows for a really long time, both myself and for my students. And sometimes you got an adult who will sell like 1 or 2 tickets to a buddy, if that. But kids have, like you said, Egghead, they have aunties, uncles, grandmas, cousins, things like that. And they're going to get a whole mess of people to support them. So if we can find a way to do a show the right way, make really great matchups, then the sky's the limits. I mean, I'm only charging $5 a spectator pass, whereas some of these other shows are charging like, $55 to $75 a ticket. And what are you getting for that? Just a seat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, like you said, Egghead, it has to make sense. It has to be easy. And I don't think there's too many people who are looking for the difficult road. Everybody wants easy these days.
Yeah, I mean, we've also discussed, and I've been handling other things about like even having the kids be essentially sub only.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, sub only. We had an in-house today, and our in-house is sub only. I don't hate points. I hate points. Sorry.
Yes.
I hate
say
points.
It. Say it. Embrace it.
We don't teach point chasing here. We teach finish chasing for finishers. When we go out and we see these guys who are, playing the flop, or they're pointing at the fake reap or something like that, it's like why are you competing? Like, you need to be an acting school. Yeah. There needs to be somewhere else you should be, because combat sports isn't it.
Oh, dude, IBJJF, I will say this. I went on this little arc, over the last 2 years where I've been doing them. And every single match I've won, I think I've had 13 matches in IBJJF in the last 2 years. All the ones I've won via submission. And when I'm going against these guys, the trip is like, I think their gyms don't train them for that. Like they'll be like, they almost look just amazed that you're throwing triangles on them or your arm bars. They're like, wait, hold on, what are we doing here? Is it what's the submission? It just kind of feels like that. And the IBJJF thing where I'm like, dude, do you guys only play for points?
That's all they do, bro. And then they just stick. They'll like get into an open guard, and then they're just sticking there for an hour because everybody's afraid to lose. And
you can hear the coaches.
Yeah, and then you got advantages and disadvantages that are winning matches instead of actual jiu-jitsu. And it's just like, well, I guess if I have to go do an IBJJF tournament and the thing that I need to train most isn't my jiu-jitsu, it's my scheming, it's my plotting, it's my planning that is the big difference maker, then it just makes me not want to do it. And you already got to pay money to register, and then their fees are kind of outrageous when you're talking about registering. And talk about your average kiddo. I have at New Era, we have a season of 4 months where kids will have to try, because not every child gets to compete for us. They have the chance to, but everybody has to make our competition team, and our tryout period is 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, you're getting graded on attendance, effort, attitude, and technique. And I have white belts, so I'm not expecting the white belts to get, yellow belt submissions. It's just belt appropriate stuff, right? And as long as you score high enough, you make the team, and you have one mandatory tournament every season, but we have kids who do every single tournament. So now you're talking about 2 or 3 tournaments a month at $70 a pop, and then you throw IBJJF in there, which is almost, over $200 if you include your registration fee, and you're asking parents to pay how much money to go compete against sandbaggers and to go to compete against kids who play the rule game instead of playing jiu-jitsu. And it's just, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to justify it.
Well,
fair enough.
Like TJ Steinbach, our chief operating officer, he's had this vision of us putting together essentially the Colorado State Jiu-Jitsu Championships, having multiple tournaments, all building points towards the end. And for that, I like the idea of, years, not freaking belts. That's too subjective. I like the idea of sub only. We got to figure that out probably. But yeah, we definitely want to make it easy for people to, like I said, we got the whole crew there. Grandma needs to know, okay, they tapped, you won, you got it. Oh, you got their arm, sweet. That's easy for us all to talk about as just like regular civilians, if you will. So
and I love the refs, and the refs. I probably think that the refs probably have the hardest job, but I mean, I can point to every single tournament in the history of tournaments where technique is illegal, but on mat 9 they allow it. Mat 7 they're letting it go all day, and mat 1 they're warning for this, but mat 10 is something completely different. I mean, it's just there's just so much subjectivity involved in the tournaments these days, and it's kind of all around. It's not just the coaches, it's not just the parents, it's not just the athletes, it's not just the promoters, it's not just the refs. I think everybody's just trying to get into a spot where they can kind of just make this thing happen. And it's been working for a while, but I'm almost ready for a revolution.
Nice, let's go.
Maybe we can do it together.
We might as well do it ourselves. I mean, we've been waiting forever for people to do it the right way, and it just hasn't made any sense yet. So why would we not just put it on our shoulders and just carry it?
No. Well, I mean, we're gonna look. We're all open to ideas. Colorado Wolverines is supposed to be a team for Colorado by Colorado. We're gonna be throwing these tournaments, and we really hope that you'll be available to chat more about what do you think would help these things.
No, $50, little man, put it in my hand. No, I'm always around, Donald. I mean, me, and I have zero room for extra ventures in my life, but you guys can make my students have a better jiu-jitsu experience. So why would I not invest in you guys and helping you guys? Because what you pour back into my team is going to be worth it, over and over again. So anything you guys can do or need help with, I mean, I have a whole bunch of experience with this kind of stuff, and I'll let you know exactly how next up goes. I mean, you guys can come hang out and watch it.
Nice. I think you're doing it the same day as the qualifier, though, right?
Not this first one. Not this first one.
25th.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What time is your guys' stuff?
Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
Is it all day?
No. Go ahead. Sorry, Donald.
No. We don't want to talk too much about it, but it's trying to throw these things, man, it's hard. And we're still dealing with are we starting at 1? Are we starting at 11? Live stream issues, feeding over into another qualifier and things of that nature. But we're going to get all that hammered out. Suffice to say, it probably will be an all-day affair for us.
And you probably won't get it all hammered out. I'm not going to get it all hammered out. All we can do is just go through the experience, learn from it. What did we drop the ball on? What did we forget entirely? Get some feedback from people who are unbiased in what it is they want to talk. Because sometimes people just wanted to give us praise, and they're just good friends, and there's just not time for that when we're looking for improvements. I need to know where I lacked. I need to know where we dropped the ball. And I think you guys are going through that process a lot sooner than I am right now in regards to competition. So, I mean, as long as you guys don't quit, I mean, we'll always be around to support you guys.
Hell yeah.
From my cold, dead hands, my man. There ain't no quit here. No.
I like it.
So I guess, we kind of just jumped right into that stuff, and I love it. I mean, that's important, and really, we talk about this all the time. But, for people that don't know you, maybe speak a little bit about New Era Jiu-Jitsu, how you started it, maybe your journey with Jiu-Jitsu a little bit.
Yeah, New Era was, man, it was weird how it all started, because we're a product of COVID. COVID happened, and where I was training at the time, every gym had to shut down. Every gym had to shut down, and we did shut down. We had 2,000 square feet of extra mat, and we cut it up into 10 by 10 sections, and we sold it to our members. And I was running Zoom classes on Facebook every day during COVID, and not just one class. I had 4. We had 5:30 a.m. death day, which was just a conditioning. We had noon, we had 2 kids classes, and then we had a night adult class. So it was business as usual for us during COVID and my family. And my son trained jiu-jitsu, so he would be my demonstration partner. My wife was she was my demonstration partner. And then we started noticing that gyms had to start closing their doors because of COVID. And it was really sad. I mean, it was sad to see people give up on their dreams because of an illness. But on the other side of that, it's like, well, these people have to go somewhere. You know, they're still going to want to do jiu-jitsu. They're still going to want to train. Now would be a really great time to give them a place to train. So we got the gym ready, I think, in 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And it was just me, my wife, my 4 kids, some family members, and we painted and we laid the floor and we did everything ourselves. And it was a run. I mean, we sprinted to the finish line. We opened up the gym without even having wall pads on the wall because COVID had impacted shipping so bad that our floor pads came in before our wall pads. So New Era started out like out of that. So it was kind of already like starting from a crazy place, but it's been really amazing. You know, I was a media guy before I was a jiu-jitsu guy, and I really only started jiu-jitsu because I needed some perspective when I was interviewing these fighters. And I'd walk into weigh-in rooms, and you know, I was cage side for UFC events, and I would look around and I was like, literally, like, everybody here could beat me up. Like I'd look, that woman could beat me up, that kid could beat me up, this guy could beat me up. And so I just started training just so I could sound more educated when I was doing the media stuff. And you know, some stuff went down with the radio show, and it was unfortunate, and it pushed me all the way into jiu-jitsu, which ended up being something that I loved a million times more than media. So, you know, it was a good blessing for that to fall through for me. But yeah, I think jiu-jitsu is a sport where you have to get really good at failing, and I failed a bunch before I even got into jiu-jitsu. I worked call centers for 14 years, and
Oof.
I was working a plumbing job, and I was doing commercial cleaning stuff. And, you know, I'm able to like look at all those little things and who I am today. And they all had an impact on me. The customer service, the call centers suck, bro. The call centers are the worst. The politics, the people, the potlucks, the drama, the drinking every night of the week with your team. But I don't think I would be anything to what I am as a business owner without what I learned customer service wise from the call center. So tons of advantages came from that call center, regardless of how much I hated it. The cleaning companies taught me I had to do stuff that I didn't want to do. If I wanted a paycheck, you have to do your job. There's really nothing you can do to get around that. So even though I wasn't doing jiu-jitsu since I was a kid, I've been failing since I was a kid. So when I started failing jiu-jitsu, this was nothing new to me. I'd already been failing forever. So it didn't really matter to me if I'm still not that good at jiu-jitsu, and I'm very blessed to have this life. But in a nutshell, Matt Sierra is just a guy who loves his family, loves God, and I'm very fortunate and blessed to have a community around me of people who believe in me more than I believe in myself.
What an interesting way to put that, man. I'm going to remember that. I really like that. What a nugget there. You know, I learned to fail before jiu-jitsu. So
I was an expert at it, bro. I was a black belt in failure before I even knew what a rear naked choke was, you know?
It's so true, though. You know what I mean? Like it's the people who come into jiu-jitsu with this inflated ego, or the classic I see red and I'll win every fight and stuff like that. But you know, I was pretty up there too as a failure heading into jiu-jitsu. And so it was simple to me, you know, to like come in there and just, oh man, like you have to fail to be this guy, to be that guy who's kicking my ass. I have to fail, and I'm going to have to continue to fail. And if you're not okay with failure, you're never going to be good at jiu-jitsu. Just a fascinating point, man. I really like how you put that. Thank you.
Yeah, it is really a strong point. And I try to instill that in our students here, from the kids to the adults. I mean, you're just going to fail a ton, man, here in life, at work, in your friendships, in your relationships. And the more you fail, the more durable you just become. And eventually that failure doesn't even faze you anymore. It's just like, what's next?
Yeah, 100%. Will you tell us a bit more about, so you were in media, fascinating all on its own. You wound up wanting to connect more with the fighters, so got into jiu-jitsu, started your gym during an insanely volatile time to start a gym, and here you are still kicking it. How has that journey continued to shape you and shape your gym? I mean, as a business owner.
We've been really blessed. I'm a firm believer of hanging around people who can elevate you. I don't believe in hanging around people who don't have higher goals than me. And I have mentors and I have people that I work with who are doing vastly better than me in life, mostly in the sense of business. I'm very happy with my personal life, and I don't think I could be doing any better with my family or my wife as far as the setting I'm in there. But I've always believed in putting people in your circle that can help you and help you grow. And I've had a lot of great minds around me throughout this time. And, I have a lot of honest people who will keep it real with me. And I think that's really important. I do have people who they're really nice. And again, like I said earlier, they'll tell you everything is okay. Oh, you're great. You're this, you're that, but I'm not. And it's not always great. And it is hard sometimes. And it's hard to be around people who are always telling you it's okay when you know it's not. Like, I need to have a conversation with the guy who knows it's not okay and has experience in it not being okay, and he's going to help me clear this. So I think as long as I can keep people like that around me, I'll just continue to grow into this school, into my place. I mean, I'm not the final version of me. I don't think this gym is the final version of New Era, and I don't have any contentment right now. I'm not satisfied. I act and I feel like I just started 2 years ago. And every time I see gym owners from other schools, I always tell myself, and maybe it's not right, maybe it's not a good thing to tell myself, but they don't think you belong. Nobody believes you that you belong here. And I always just kind of have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder because it's done well for me. But I don't know. I mean, I guess one of the best things that I can ask for is just for the people who don't believe me or believe in me, just to kind of continue to not believe in me. The people who doubt me, please just continue to doubt me, because I say a bunch of mean, horrible stuff about me, and there's not anything else that these other guys or other people can say that I'm not already saying about myself. But it's just something that's extra motivating when other people doubt you. You doubt yourself for sure, but when I get wind that other people doubt me, it makes it a little funner,
Nice. And I totally relate to you on needing people that push back. That's why I married a Latina. So
let's just make sure it's like a proverbial pushback, not like a
No, it's just proverbial. But I was a little curious as well too, Matt. I think you're only one of two gyms in Colorado that is a Tom DeBlas affiliate. We had Jared Heyman on there. I might be wrong, but I think it's just two, right? It's just you and Jared Heyman.
Yeah. There's other guys who have trained under Tom in the area, but they don't have their own schools, and they're not actively training anywhere.
Well, his story was pretty interesting as well on how he connected with Tom and stuff. How did you connect with Tom and start a Tom DeBlas affiliate?
How did I connect with Tom? Well, I always knew of Tom. He's obviously a pretty polarizing figure, and I've always agreed with him in regards to some of his religious stances, and definitely on his stance about family. There was just always like a lot of like co-values that we shared. And it's like, if you ever like saw somebody or know somebody famous, you're like, I bet you they would like to kick it with me. I bet you they would like to hang out with me, because we got like very similar things. And Tom was that guy for me. And my best friend Randy, he's one of my coaches here. After I left my black belt, I needed somebody. I still needed somebody to learn under. So it was suggested to me that Tom could be the fit for me, and it was never even like a thing in my mind. I just imagined Tom had this like huge price tag that I couldn't afford, and I reached out to him, and he was the nicest guy, super humble, pours out every resource of himself in order for us to have good opportunities and learn from mistakes that he made. It's unique, I don't need somebody above me. I don't need a black belt to give me curriculum. I have 38 weeks of curriculum, and I'm always learning and adapting and changing. So I never needed him for that. I just needed somebody who was going to be proud of me. I needed somebody who wanted me to represent them. And I always felt like I went above and beyond, and I always felt like I killed it. I killed it as a coach. I killed it as a gym employee. I wasn't the best grappler, but in all the other areas of gym life, I was doing great. And I just wanted somebody to want me And Tom wanted me, and it was really nice to feel that. And we have this chat group that Tom is messaging 17, 18 times a day sometimes, sharing things from personal stories with trouble students to price changes to everything in between. So having Tom it's like having a famous friend who doesn't act famous. It's like having somebody who's vastly more capable of things than you are, but he doesn't run around throwing it in people's faces that's who he is. And he can take feedback, which is a really important thing. Some black belts can't hear they're being told something wrong and take it and process it and be like, you know what, maybe you're right. And he's always been open to that type of criticism, and everybody in the community is open. I mean, I've had some really, really like come to Jesus talks with Tom, and I just didn't know, I just didn't know that there was other ways of doing it. And he enlightened me that there were these other ways and avenues of doing it. And it's changed me personally. I was really passive. I mean, I don't know if you really know that version of me, Donald, but I was really passive. If it didn't matter that much to me, it just wasn't worth my energy, worth my effort. And I would let things go far beyond what they should have. And he's worked a lot with me with my passivity and, nipping things in the bud really fast. And it's helped my school avoid toxic students. And it's really helped me avoid a lot of potential traps that I could have fallen into. So working with Tom is great. Having Jared really close by. Well, not really close by. He's in Castle Rock.
A couple hours away almost.
But, I've taken my entire team down to Jared's school multiple times, for his, not the John Wick one, but his pit boss. We've gone there for seminars. I've had Jared here for seminars. I mean, having people that you can be proud of and support is great. It's kind of like being on an island sometimes. I'm not an Easton's guy where there's like 10 locations. Yep. And God bless Easton's and Amal. I mean, I hope one day that I work hard enough that I can have an opportunity to be blessed like that way. I'll never knock Amal because his school is so big. Good for him. I mean, great for him. But for me, I need a little bit more, and Tom's been great in that way for sure.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing a powerful story there as well, man. And Egg, I know you're itching to talk about, the qualifier and everything with
Nope.
Matt. So, okay.
Well, no, I'm going to throw. Well, we're going to save that, but I mean something, a segment we've done for the last 3 guys now, that hopefully we'll see if we've got the soundboard working now, because we are getting a little bit long in the interview. I'm having a great time, so I'm all good as long as you are. We just want to respect your time.
5 hours before we got on here, so I'm good to go.
Okay,
nice.
So we do have a little segment. I want to make sure we get this in, and then we can use plenty of time talking about the qualifier and all kinds of other things. But we do have what we call the rapid fire segment.
Sound effects. Where's the sound effects?
Where's the sound? I thought we had a different one.
That's a weird sounding gun, man.
Okay. I mean, I even gave him a sound effect. Come on, man. You've had a whole week. I mean, so like,
hey,
you're doing great, CJ. You're doing great, bud.
You know what, though? It almost makes it more fun that every single time we do this, we have a mix up on the sounds and everything. I love this. I hope we never fix it.
Yeah, that should be the new thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You want to do this for me, Egghead?
Donald, you got it.
All right. So this is the rapid fire there, Matt. We're going to ask you a series of questions. Try to answer them quick, honest. Short answers are better. And just to give everybody a feel of you and what it is you feel about things. All right. Sounds good?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's go. Ghee or no ghee?
Ghee.
Coffee or energy drink?
Pre-workout.
Nice. Morning class or evening class?
Morning.
Armbar or rear naked choke?
Armbar.
Passing or guard?
Guard.
What's the first thing you notice about a white belt?
How they deal with defeat.
Nice. Favorite submission?
My favorite submission?
Mm-hmm.
Loop chokes.
Loop chokes? Least favorite submission?
Leg locks.
Nice. Best advice. Best advice you've ever received.
Best advice I've ever received. Master attendance.
Nice. Most overrated gym excuse.
I don't have time.
Oh yeah. Favorite tournament.
Ever or like current?
I don't know. Whichever one you want.
If I would like go on, like just all time fight to win, like Seth's my guy. Like I love Seth. He's got, his national thing going on, but who knows what he's got going on in the future. Currently, I don't know, man. I like Naga. Because they have a 4-year-old bracket where there's no submissions and it's just points only. And they give kids swords and they're really
rapid
good
fire
towards the kiddos there.
Yep. I'm sorry, Egg. Let's stay on track here. Favorite cheat meal.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Favorite cheat meal.
Tacos.
Most underrated BJJ skill.
Whew. Conditioning.
Music on or off for training.
On, broskies. Who the hell listens? Who trains with no music? You psychos.
Favorite movie.
Warriors.
100%. Let's go.
Right.
Dream podcast guest.
Dream podcast. Anybody. Oh man, that's a hard one. Pee Wee Herman.
Nice. One athlete you'd love to coach.
Ooh. One athlete. All my athletes.
Nice. If you weren't in never mind. Sorry. This one was a messed up question. Describe new era in one word.
Family.
Describe Tom DeBlas in one word.
Family.
Describe Donald in one word.
Extended family.
Nice. I didn't write these questions.
It's all right.
Describe the Colorado Wolverines in one word.
Future.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
congratulations. You've survived the rapid fire.
I made it. Only thing I won today.
Huh?
That's the only thing I won today.
No. That's okay. With all the failure, it'll make you stronger.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
victory.
Feeling, I don't get it.
No, we want to do that. I think it's fun. It just gives us a brief insight into folks. I mean, obviously I picked up real quick like the gi, arm bar, a lot of very traditional things going in there.
Yeah, I think my jiu-jitsu is pretty traditional with like some weird flair to it. Like some I got old school jiu-jitsu with a lot of modern twists. I love guard. I love open guard, bottom guard, half guard, butterfly guard. I mean, I just love guard.
Matt's got some sneaky meta jiu-jitsu in there. I've rolled with Matt before. It's not all traditional jiu-jitsu.
I poke people in the eye. You get one
I mean,
illegal
worse than
blow.
John
You get
Jones.
one warning. You're not going to just disqualify you from one thing. So you get one good illegal blow that's going to impact them the rest of the round, and then it's just
exactly,
stealing, bro.
Throwing an oblique kick.
Yeah, right. I don't know how to
John
kick.
Jones 101 right there. All right. So I guess getting back to kind of both of our future and the future is now endeavors. How'd you first learn about the PGF and the Wolverines?
I heard about the PGF first on Instagram, social media a while ago. Maybe like 2 years ago. This is like, I'm not sad to admit it, but some people won't necessarily agree that I'm like this. But for the longest of time, if the jiu-jitsu wasn't in the building that I'm in, then I really didn't worry about it. When I was coming up and I was grinding my way to black belt, I was just focused on me and the students, my teammates, people within my own gym. I didn't really like take the time to go like learn from Danaher online or find out who the next phenom was. It feels like it's just too much. You ever find a video game you really want to try, but then the instructions for the game are like just overwhelming. You just put it to the side. Following jiu-jitsu is kind of like that for me. There's just so many names and so many talents and so many schools. It's just a lot to keep up with. And I kind of have my own place that I had to keep up with. So, when when I heard of PGF doing the sports thing or doing the team thing, I always thought it was an amazing game plan. I heard of the quintet type of format, and I've seen people put teams together in that way, but to have like a team that practices together, that travels together, that competes against different states, that was always intriguing to me. And then when they announced the Colorado Wolverines were coming, I was upset for one, because I was too old and too much crying for me to do it. But I was really excited that I can, D'Anthony's got goals of competing outside of the regional type of shows here. And I got other people who have aspirations of doing really big things. And I think PGF could be not only a gateway to those great things, but could be the great thing itself. So when I found out that you guys were here for us, it was almost kind of like winning the lottery in some ways, because now we have another place that we can look to elevate our students to.
100%, man. It's so exciting too. Just looking at this qualifier and seeing so many out-of-state names. And I mean, unfortunately, not as many Colorado names as I'd like to see, but that seems to be, hopefully we'll be able to change that trend, because it's like, hey, we're bringing that level of competition here. You're going to have Brandon McCaffrey sitting tableside, watching this, judging this, you're going to have your opportunities to build these relationships with him and, with Egghead and to grow yourself. Because if you come and do a Colorado qualifier, you're not just beholden to being on the Colorado Wolverines. You're open to 8 other states and 8 other teams. You know what I mean? It's a great way to grow your brand and to get out there. Look at how many people who are in the PGF that are killing it at trials, getting seminars. You're networking, you're building relationships. I mean, I just think it's an incredible thing. I'm so happy to even just have a small part of being able to help out with it.
Yeah, I think people are a little spoiled with opportunities sometimes, and they pass them so frequently and so often that they just don't understand how impactful it is to their future anymore. I think if you got a chance to try out and you got a chance to go do this tournament and do these qualifiers, you should absolutely 100% get registered and go try out, because you just never know how many opportunities are going to expose themselves to you like this. And this is like, it's not the ground floor, but it's pretty close. And all you have to do is just be committed to what you say you're committed to. You love jiu-jitsu. Show us. Come through the qualifier and, make a name for yourself. And in the day of social media and virality and all that, all you got to do is get one clip, and it could change your entire life. So, for people who are thinking about doing the qualifier, I would say, why wouldn't you? Why would you rob yourself of an opportunity to do something great and unique? And at the end of the day, jiu-jitsu should be about experiences. It shouldn't be about, a $1.59 medal you got online or a trophy or anything like that. It should be like at the end, when you're talking to your grandkids and your knees don't work. Well, my knees don't work now, but when your knees don't work later on, what are those stories going to be? Are they going to be about Naga and Grappling Industries? Or are they going to be about PGF efforts,
Oh, 100%, man. I mean, I've gone into tournaments I had no business being in. When I did the CJJC, I've gone against 2 UFC black belts. Did I like my odds? Not so much, but I got to go against them. You know what I mean? And that was cool. It was fine. I lost both those matches, but I've got those memories, and I got the poster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
cool.
Forever, right?
Yeah, I've got that.
I don't know how much of it is. People don't necessarily understand the difference in levels of jiu-jitsu. I think that some people maybe think that somebody who's good is just good all the way around. But you go to and that's kind of like the appealing thing about IBJJF tournaments, is that you're facing guys from around the world. They're not guys from Thornton or Westminster or Aurora or Colorado Springs. They're literally paying thousands of dollars to come compete. They're going to come show out. You want to know how good you are on a national level, then you got to go compete in the bigger shows. You got to go see what Texas is about, what California guys are about, the Brazilian guys, the New York guys. And you guys bring those people to our doorstep. And how are you not taking that chance? You're saving on plane tickets. You're saving on hotel. You're saving on IBJJF entry fees. Why? Go sign up for PGF and do the qualifiers. Go test yourself. See what you're really about. Are you Naga good? I hate to say it, but are you Naga good? Or are you world class? Because they're 2 different goods, right?
Yep.
Well,
hey, we got to clip that one, Egghead. That was a good one.
I love it. CJ, get on that.
People are gonna hate me. I'm gonna log on all kinds of hate messages from sandbagging parents and coaches.
It's all good. So, well, I'll give away a little secret. I'm not going to give it all away yet.
Don't say it too loud because people are listening.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they pay attention. We're not giving away a $1.50 medal. If people watch the PGF last season, in our inaugural season, we had a rough go of it, especially at first. Our first 2 weeks we had one submission apiece. It was rough. I was trying everything I could do to motivate the guys. It was amazing how we came together, and we, Grimy came in, stepped up as more of a leader in the room, and showed why he should be our coach. And the guys just kind of cleaved together as family. But one of the things I started doing was I started recognizing the Wolverines that stood out. With K-bars, the official, or the Marine Corps fighting knife.
That's the prize.
That's well, I mean, I can show you it without the engraving, but it will have ours for the official.
For educational purposes only. YouTube, don't take this video.
That's right.
It's a trophy.
It's a replica.
No, but it's common for a lot of Marines when we have going aways. One of the things some of us do, and I did for my clerks, is I engrave K-bars. So it's a cool.
What do you think? Do you think that there's any behaviors that you can instill in your team that come from the Marines that can change the success you had from last year to this year?
Well, I think a lot of it. Number one, we've had a lot of lessons learned. One is the esprit de corps, and so we are going to get together earlier before the season. And I'll give you another secret here. It's a project I'm working on. It's not set in stone, but I want to have spring training in Colorado. So March.
Training?
No, spring training. Pardon me.
Oh, spring.
Kind of like spring training for baseball.
Oh, okay.
So January 16th. January 16th is going to be the draft. I think March 2nd and 3rd. That first week of March is the first season, or the first week of the season. But if we could get our guys for 3 weeks to Colorado in February, and it ain't gonna be cheap for me to do, or us to do. But whether it be in the Springs with where Grimy is, or Denver, or and I know it's far for you, but I mean, over by Jared in the Rock, and because that's kind of halfway between, Denver.
We'll go anywhere for good training. I'm not.
But
we're in the Rock and Springs all the time for tournaments.
But if I could bring our players out, and by that time we'll have 10 players, because we'll have 2 at each weight class. And if I can get all of our guys together for 3 weeks training at altitude, that training at altitude will improve our conditioning for the entire time. It'll allow guys to bond together. We could have like a super fight exhibition, allow us to go up against, bring in some people, sell some tickets, be able to afford bringing guys in for that way. Maybe do a seminar, maybe a nice seminar, maybe some kids event as well. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities.
So then we could raise money for your team. And that'll help with like traveling expenses and things like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like to really bring the team with the fans of Colorado, because a lot of times we are bringing a lot of people from different states, and it's all in Vegas. So if we can actually have like our whole team there, so we can do some signings of merch, and with a seminar, and
maybe like a seminar tour where you just travel.
Have some open training sessions at different gyms, like, because we're gonna have a gym affiliate program. Like, okay, if you're a gym affiliate, we're gonna have one of our trainings at your gym, and your guys can come watch, and maybe let the gym owners also pick the people they think are appropriate to train with the guys. Because you just want any random dude walking off the street. Our guys, I'm sure, could handle them, but still, you want to be smart. But I think there's a lot of opportunities there. Now, you know, I think a big part of it is, well, for my Marine Corps leadership, it was caring about your Marines. Is if you take care of them, they'll take care of you. And so just trying to be there for the guys, each of them as they went through everything, and meeting them where they needed to be met, and supporting them, and knowing that you had their back, and that you believed in them, and I believed in them, and I truly did and truly do, and breaking down the tape and saying, hey, this is why we play the game. I mean, when I drafted all the guys, I thought we were going to smoke everyone, just because our draft went down to we got exactly who we wanted, and that first. Man, I think it was the first damn block. God love you, Twisters. But like Grimy gets broken. I think Jaden gets popped pretty dang good that first block as well. And so you have two our eventual MVP and one leaders of the team are right there. And then guys left and right were getting pops. And here's the thing that kind of kills me, Matt. It was like, I've been around the PGF enough. I told each of these guys to their face, look at him in the eye, I'm like, it's a season. Please tap. You're gonna get got. It's gonna happen. Prove me wrong. Fine. Don't get. But like seriously, if jiu-jitsu, and if they have you, this isn't a tournament or one day thing where you can like just take it, and adrenaline will let you carry through. Man, we'll be lucky if that first match. We'll be lucky if we get you through that third match. And we sure as heck won't get you back for next week. So, just a lot of things that if we just have more time together, and Grimy with multiple seasons of experience, they can listen to that guy that's been there, done that. I mean, I'm a guy that's been on the commentary booth and written about this and now been an owner, so I see it, but I think they'll hear it differently from him.
Yeah, peer leadership is really important. Have you guys looked at other sports, other professional sports teams and other leagues, and maybe saw a couple opportunities that you might be able to roll into the PGF format? Like you're almost explaining like a preseason where it's like OTAs where they have this like mandatory practice for all rookies, X amount of weeks before the season starts. And then you got your veterans who come in like a week before, and we all have these like little segments that we have to fulfill. Have you guys like looked in the bigger leagues and saw anything that might be interesting to you to implement into the PGF?
I mean, having spring training, which is kind of my like joking way of talking about baseball, is kind of the similar thing as OTAs for you. But here's also the sneaky little thing is that there's not a ton of money in jiu-jitsu yet. We're working on it. Every season we're doing better by these guys. So like last season was the first season that every team provided housing. I mean, that, believe it or not, that's the first time, because like a lot of places don't, a lot of competitions don't give you housing. Every team had an Airbnb for their people. We had 5 starters that we drafted and 2 backups. The 2 backups, they did not get a salary unless they actually got in for a match. And then they got whatever that person they took over's place, whatever they got paid for that, where they stepped in and worked for. And it hurt, but like, I didn't have the the budget to really pay these guys that are still there for all these weeks unless they played, because I had just so much allotted for salary of matches. We are changing that this season. We're going to have 8 teams, but everybody that's on the roster is going to get paid. So again, we're every season we're making it better for the players. And so if I do spring training, one, there's no way in heck I'm going to do it without making sure they got a place, housing. And also, if I'm asking them to be away from their families and from their work for 3 weeks, I got to find a way to compensate them. So
Egg, they can all stay at your house, brother. Yeah, why not?
I will let you tell the wife that. And I'm surprised she hasn't already started throwing things from upstairs. But I want to do this. I think it's going to be amazing. I think we're going to try to get a lot of Colorado guys on our team, so that definitely help.
Yeah.
With that,
rough, right?
And so again,
passion projects are rough.
Yeah. I mean, so that's kind of like one of those midterm things for this season. Is like I want to see how we can make that work. Right now, I think this qualifier is going to go amazing. We're putting the finishing touches as much as you can, like you said, on that, and seeing the roster and how it's coming out. I mean, it's looking like gangbusters. I mean, some of these brackets alone would be a whole show for some places.
I'm really excited to see Benny and DeAnthony, bro. Benny's good.
Dude, it's going to be a banger, banger matchup. I think we're going to see some incredibly good matches at this point.
I can't wait. We're really excited to go watch the qualifiers there and support you guys and all of that. And it's exciting, man. It's exciting to have a Colorado team in the PGF.
Yeah. So, I mean, the most immediate, the closest gator to the boat is this qualifier. Well, maybe the closest gator to the boat, Jesus, is in 2 weeks. Donald's going to move me from California back to Colorado, so I get that's kind of the biggest thing. And then
that's going to be the easiest one, brother. Shout out Integrity Moving.
There we go, Integrity Moving. But then then right now we're still working on obviously the other tournaments we want to have. We want to have at least 2 to 3 other tournaments. More where we can have like the kids divisions and the ladies, and get everyone involved, and that'll also help with economics of it, and then hopefully spring training. And anyways, sorry, I think we've gone over the hour.
I think your smaller tournaments will go a long ways in helping Colorado people support you guys, because now they have a connection to you guys, whereas if they're just seeing you guys on TV, it's just a bunch of guys that nobody knows. And what we know about jiu-jitsu culture and the casual about it, if it's not somebody from their team, then they're really not paying attention to it for any reason. So we start going out and we compete for you guys. We compete underneath you. I take my kids. Now the parents of my kids know who the Colorado Wolverines are, and the kids are walking around with Wolverine t-shirts on. So I think a fairly, somewhat regular tournament would be great for you guys. I mean, it definitely would expose your brand more to people who don't necessarily know about you guys all that much yet. But if you could put a good tournament on, I mean, it might end up being more profitable than your PGF team. It's the Colorado's dying right now for good jiu-jitsu tournaments. And it's just, I don't know what the saving grace is. It could be you guys. I mean, I'm hopeful that it's you guys, but I think, any additional tournaments you do, that you'll have the support of New Era and all of our students for sure.
Thank you, Matt. And when you see a guy
was talking about
with a cowboy hat and a leather jacket like that, brother, there's no quitting him, dude. We're going to be throwing some tournaments.
He's not even wearing pants, though. He likes to see him all dressed up. This guy's got pants on right now.
Nope. It's hot out here. But here's kind of a neat thing about this, Matt. So you're talking about some of the problems you have in some of the more institutionalized events. We're new, ground floor. You got things you want to see, make it happen. When I became a leader in the Marine Corps, I told myself I'm gonna be the leader that the Marines needed. I'm gonna make sure I don't do all that stupid crap that I saw, where all the Marines got screwed up by people in the past that were short-sighted. I'm going to take care of them. And so, I always told all the guys, like, I didn't say this to them because that wasn't a joke back then, but like, for jiu-jitsu, I might be the 20-pound brain, but like, I'm not the smartest man in the room. You have way more experience with this stuff than me. You know things I don't know. You see things I don't see. You have experience that is hard earned, and you know the way that things should be because you've seen how things have played out before. And if you want to see things done the right way, tell me how to do it the right way. I'll do it. I can follow orders. I've been Marine for 23 years. Marine for over 20.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, those all sound like really good attributes for a school or for a team, for sure.
Oh yeah, I will never have a school, man.
Donald, what do you think about the level of pressure? Because you're a high level competitor. You're somebody I would consider a high level competitor.
High-ish.
Yeah, I would say a lot higher than me. when you look at a group of young guys who see this as such a unique opportunity, how do you get them to just send it? How do you get them to cut loose and give it everything they got? Because I would be a little worried about like losing and risking losing my opportunity to play for the whole season or next season or whatever. Like, how do you get guys just to kind of like just let it go, just send it? Don't worry about failing. Don't worry about how big of an opportunity this is. How do you get them just to cut loose?
Well, I mean, I think it really comes down to you just have to really tell them exactly what you just told them. It's a lot of the times we get to talk to some of the younger guys on the team. We've got some absolute dogs, and you got like Sabian and all them. You just got to tell them, look, man, because I found that over worrying about these tournaments before I would go to them would cause me to have abysmal performances. Whereas if I just put in the work and I realized that, hey, man, I'm not defined by whether or not I win or lose this. What does bother me, what does define me is when I don't perform to at least the best of my ability and then lose. Those are the only times that I actually feel bad for myself. And I still do that from time to time. I mean, that's some stuff that, I don't know if I'll ever be able to completely figure it out. But just telling these guys too, and the cool thing about, the PGF and the Colorado Wolverines, we're going to have multiple qualifiers. Come in full send, man. If you lose first round, if you lose exciting, people are still noticing you. People are watching you. And you're going to have your chance to full send against some of the best guys in the country. We've got some excellent athletes coming in. I mean, at 205, we got in Brandon George from New Way. Is it New Wave now? No, it's Kingsway now. Sorry, it's Kingsway now. But you know what I mean? Like, you got an opportunity to go out there and full send against that guy. Just do it. You lose, okay. At least put on an excellent match. You know where you stand against somebody like that, and you can work on those issues in the gym and at future tournaments. And the next qualifier will come. You'll have another opportunity to send it again.
Sounds like some good advice.
Hey man, you'll hear it too, and they'll hear it if they come at the rules meeting. This is part jiu-jitsu tournament. This is part, freaking American Idol. You need to show that you're exciting, that you're fun. I mean, it's like the Spartan said, you either come back with your shield or on it. I'd rather you go full send, even if you lose, because you know what? I'm be like, that guy is fun, and I'm be looking for his name for the next qualifier.
Yeah,
and we might not have as much time as we'd like this one, because we're going to run kind of into some Aussies having the qualifier too because of time zones. But if we have a chance and I see somebody that's exciting as can be that loses, so he doesn't get an advance, if we get some extra time and that guy's still around, we might just find another match for that guy just to see what else he's got.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go full send, but you just end up against the number one guy in the first round. Is like, oh, damn. And I'll tell you what, if we did that at Las Vegas qualifier, was it last year? Yeah, it was the year before last. Because me and Matt Elkins, he's the owner or one of the owners of the Alabama Twisters. We were both the commentators for that one, and we did like 4 or 5 matches. We're like, hey, I want to see those guys. You guys go against each other. And none of those guys made the season. And also, pardon me, Matt. And so just since we're here, there's a number of ways to make the PGF. One, if you win our qualifier, you are guaranteed to be eligible for the draft. That's besides a cool K-bar, $250. You're eligible for the draft of the PGF. Now, what you're also doing is you're also showing out in front of 8 different team owners, and every team can sign one person for each of the 5 weight classes before we even get to the draft. So you're gonna have like all kinds of people that might be looking for, oh, I need somebody that weight class. I want to see more about that guy, and they might start talking to you, and maybe it's us, maybe it's our friends, the Phenoms or the Twisters or St. Louis Outlaws. I mean, or you go get drafted, and that's awesome. Or if none of those happen, there's also an opportunity out there. I'll save that one. There might be an opportunity for people to still be a part of the team. Well, I'll save that part. One thing is this: as long as you do a qualifier, you are eligible to be a replacement because of injury. So I mean, last season we lost 2 guys. I had Anakin, and he's like, okay, Dave, I was expecting this call. Paid for his ticket. He flew out to Vegas and he trained with us the whole time. He ended up, guys healed up enough that he didn't get a match, but he was still out there training with the team the entire time.
Anakin's
And he had an incredible experience. You know what I mean? It was he had such a cool, and for any athlete who could actually wind up out there because of an injury, maybe not even get to compete. You know, Anakin got to spend like 6 weeks training with Jaden Groner, Grimy. I mean, all these guys. I mean, any young up and coming athlete would love that opportunity. You know,
yeah, it's a pretty good benefit.
Yeah, and they're not just training with their team. Some of the teams are making sure that they don't allow their guys to cross train. I call BS on that. If you're in Vegas for 6 weeks, you can train with you will train with our guys. But you know, if you want to go train at 10th Floor in Las Vegas with those killers, if you want to go train at a different gym, you know, in your off time and just see some different people, why the heck would I ever stop you? You know,
I love
go forth, do great things.
I think cross training's huge.
Yeah. So.
Well, boys, speaking of Latinas,
I apologize.
Yeah, Donald's getting tripped on.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh, but thank you so much.
Matt,
sorry.
Sorry, Donald, close it up, or at least ask him where to find him, where people can sign up or watch his stuff. Let's go.
Oh no, absolutely. Hey, Matt, where can people find you? Where can they train with you? Instagram handles, all that other good stuff. Shout out the tournament.
You can always train with me at New Era Jiu-Jitsu in North Glen. I roll live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you want to catch some rounds with me, those would be the days for that. You can find me on Instagram at NE Jiu-Jitsu. N is in Nancy, E is in Echo Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know why you would want to follow me. I'm just a guy who loves to do jiu-jitsu. And if you love to do it, maybe I have some stuff for you. Otherwise, I'm just kind of around.
Nice. You can follow the gym too on Instagram at New Era Jiu-Jitsu, I believe, right? Or is it NE?
Yeah, N is in Nancy. Yeah, that NE Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not much of a social media builder, so I just churned my personal page into the gym page.
Sweet. Talk about next up.
Next up, July 25th is our first show. It's kids only. It's really cool matchmaking based on years of experience. Not just that bout color we were talking about a little bit earlier. It's going to be really cool, man. I've found some really good matches for kids who are not like ADCC caliber kids. You know, I have little kids who work really hard and they're great kids and they have great values and they're not what some experts would call amazing at jiu-jitsu. So I would go find other kids from other schools who are just as good as those little kids, and hopefully those matchups will make amazing fights for us. It's $5 to get in if you want to come support the future of jiu-jitsu. It's our first show. I don't know if I'm going to do more. I guess it all kind of plays out after this, but it should be a really cool time.
Awesome.
Is it going to be online anywhere?
Is it going to be online? Yeah. We're probably going to post it on YouTube Live or Instagram Live, one of those live things. I'm not too sure. I like the idea of doing a polished product for sure, but aunties, uncles, grandma, grandpas are going to want to see these kiddos live too. So I'll make it happen live for sure.
Nice. Well, Matt, thank you so much.
Matt, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you pissing off your wife for us and Egghead taking time to talk to a nobody like me. And I hope you guys are the best. And Donald, I'll always be a fan and a friend. But yeah, it was great. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Meant the world.
Great time. Definitely look forward to working with you in the future.
Yeah, it'll be a great time, man.
All right. I know you got to run, Donald. Don't keep her mad. We want to be sure you can keep working for this, keep competing. So just get out of here. Love you, brother.
Later, guys.
All right, guys. Obviously, you just met Matt Sarah. Just a quality individual. Really love talking to him. Go check him out. And man, just love his idea about the spotlight for the youth, making a real promotion about them. If you can support them all, 100% do it. I'll be watching it, as long as I can find it afterwards because it's during our show. But I mean, just if you get a chance, hey, guess what? I know you all have multiple devices. Put one of them on your phone, put one of them on your TV, etc. You can work this out. Check them both out. So definitely support him and support Youth Jiu-Jitsu. Well, we've gone a little bit long here, so until next time, we can all have, well, pardon me. Thank you, CJ. Hey, guys, let me tell you, CJ, let me know if I'm right. The 170, there's only one spot left, right? Nothing? Okay, great. So 5 different weight classes, 145, 155, 170, 185, and 205. We only have 16 spots for each one. If I'm right, I looked right before we got on here, but there's only one spot left for 170. I think it's only about 3 or 4. That's usually the negative sound. Okay. Tell you what, follow the QR code, find out for yourself. It's filling up fast. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be live on YouTube and PGF's YouTube and PGF's Kick, and it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be fun. We got to go. We don't have to all have 20-pound brains, but I'll do my best to help you out with that. See you next week.